What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am, and today I've got a story time that was sent in to me about a Karen who tried to fire the cashier. Don't think that's really how it works. Before we get into it, though, be sure to press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam, a Karen's gonna try to fire you from your job tomorrow. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it.
Nice racking her ass Brazilian. Just turned 21, but my bank's a million.
Alright, so the subscriber that sent this into me apparently works at a cashier at a fast food place. I don't want to say which one, but I'll say it's like a very, very large chain. One of the largest chains that I can personally think of. And you know, when you work at a huge fast food chain, it can get busy. And on this particular day, it was poppin'. It was lunchtime on a weekend, which means it's like the busiest time imaginable that you can possibly put yourself in the shoes of. And obviously, when it's like a giant line of people that are hungry, they're not insanely nice. And so whenever it gets very, very busy, the job can get a little bit stressful. It is just being a cashier at the end of the day, but like no one likes to be yelled at by a bunch of people who really, really want their cheeseburger, you know. Anyways, this person gets to the front of the line and they're talking to the cashier, and she instantly starts off like being really pissed off. Why is it busy? And you know, there's really nothing that the cashier can do about it being busy, but she's insistent on like, I want an explanation for why the line was so long. So the subscriber's just trying to be nice about it, you know. They're like, well, during the lunch hour we can kind of get slammed and we've had some staffing issues because there's a worker shortage, so I'm sorry if the line's long. There's really nothing I can do about it, but I'm happy to take your order. And so right off the bat, this lady's just kind of like coming in with the wrong attitude, dude. The cashier has no control over how busy it is in a fast food restaurant, and like yelling at them for it isn't gonna do anything. So she starts listing off this order, and you know, she's like, I'll have a number 5, a number 7 with a Coke, a number 3 with a Sprite, oh, and then can I add my usual to that? And listen, when I say that this is like a major fast food chain, this is like a major fast food chain. The type of place that doesn't really have usuals, you know what I mean? Like, they don't have regular customers, they don't care, they don't pay attention to that. And so, obviously, whenever this kid hears the Karen being like, I'll have my usual, he has no idea what that is. He's never seen this lady before, he's never taken her order, or if he has taken her order before, he doesn't remember it now, like the usual. So he says, you know, I'm sorry, ma'am, can you please tell me what your usual is? I don't know what that is. Like, whatever you order normally at a different location, I don't know. And, you know, she kind of is like, what do you mean you don't know my usual? So he kind of explains what I just did about how, like, well, you know, we have a lot of customers every day, so we really don't have the ability to, like, remember everyone's order. And she does not like that answer. She's like, oh, you're telling me that you guys have so many customers that you just don't care if you remember your regular customers' orders? Do you have any idea that it's regular customers that keep your guys' doors open and makes people come back? Like, you do realize without regular customers, you wouldn't even have a business. The fact that you don't know my usual is disgusting. How stupid are you? I come here all the time. You should know my order. You guys should have it written down. When I come in here, you guys should know I spend so much money here. And obviously, he's just kind of sitting there like, ma'am, I'm sorry, but that I don't know your usual, you know? Like, I don't really know what you want me to do. This anger you have at me for not knowing your specific order is a lot of anger. I don't know. And then she looks at him and she goes, the fact that you don't even care shows me that you shouldn't be cashier. Like, if you are gonna be cashier, you need to remember customers' usuals. And if you're not going to remember that, then you shouldn't even work here. You should be fired. I'm gonna get the manager out here and I'm gonna fire you. And at that point, he's like, all right, I've had enough. I've tried to be nice. I've tried to solve this problem calmly. At this point, I'm going to argue back. And so he just tells her, he's like, look, lady, I deal with probably 2,000 customers a day coming in here and ordering food. I do not remember anyone's orders the second they step away from the, like, kiosk thing, okay? Like, where they order with him. I don't know your usual. I don't know who you are. I have never, ever seen you before. I don't know what your usual is, and I'm not going to dedicate my life to suddenly remembering everyone's fast food order. I have school. I have another job. I do not have time to be remembering everyone's usual order. And at that point, it was probably embarrassment because everybody else that was in line behind her is like listening to this now and kind of laughing. And she's like, I need to speak to the manager. You think that you're going to be able to talk to me like that? Well, you've got another thing coming. So how about you go get your manager now, since you want to be a tough guy and tell me what you are and aren't going to do. You know the customer is always right. And so the worker's like, all right, whatever, I'll go get my manager. If I get in trouble at this point, I get in trouble. I'm not going to just like let someone scream at me and not do anything about it. So he goes and gets the manager and explains the situation. And the manager's like, all right, well, I've got your back. I wish I had managers like that. So the manager comes back out and is kind of like, all right, ma'am, can you explain the situation? And she doesn't try to like calmly explain what's going on to the manager. Right away is just like, this cashier's an idiot. You need to fire him. He should not be working here. And listen, even if you feel like the dude should know your order, like as soon as the manager comes out just screaming that you should fire this worker immediately because I don't like him, doesn't seem very fair. Like, I don't think that's what they mean when they say the customer is always right. Oh yeah, I want you to fire him because he doesn't know my order. Like, you expect the manager to just fire this worker? Not to mention, there is a big worker shortage right now. They probably need all the workers that they can get. So the manager is just not really taking this. And he's like, ma'am, if you have an order you would like to place or something you would like to say about our food or placing an order, then that's great. But if you're just going to sit here and scream about the employees and harass them, then I think it's time for you to leave. And she's like, well, what do you mean it's time for me to leave? All because I want to order my food? Let me take my order then. If all you want is for me to spend money, then let me place my order. And he goes, all right, well, what's your order? What do you want? And she goes, all I want is my usual. And at that point, the manager looks at her and goes, ma'am, nobody here knows what your usual is. We have so many customers. We don't have that. Can you please tell me what your usual is? They're still trying to get her to just explain what it is. You know what I mean? Like, they're not telling her she has to leave. They're not going to serve her. They're like, look, we don't know what your usual is. We don't keep that stuff on file. Can you please tell us what it is? And instead of at that point realizing the situation and being like, oh, okay, I've got to tell them my order and then they'll get it, she just starts screaming at the manager that she knows that he knows her order and that he's lying right now to make her look dumb. And that everybody in this McDonald's knows what her usual is, and they're conspiring to make her look stupid and look like a Karen right now, but she's not a Karen. And listen, man, I'm not saying you are or are not a Karen. All I'm gonna say is that it's really bizarre to be screaming at fast food staff for not knowing your usual and then accusing a bunch of minimum wage workers to making up a conspiracy theory to purposely piss you off and pretend not to know your order. If you feel like you're a Karen because of that, that's kind of on you. It's not anyone's fault that you feel that way. Maybe it's because you're acting like a Karen. I'm just saying, if the boot fits. All right, guys, I'm going to interrupt the video for just 1 second. If you take a look at your screen, you'll see a gift card code. For those of you that don't know, I give one of these away in every single video I post here as a way to say thank you to y'all for subscribing and turning on notifications. So if you haven't already, you should press the like button, comment, all that good stuff. And on that note, I'll get back to the story now. Thanks. And at that point, dude, everybody is staring at her. Obviously, if you're just trying to like come in and get a cheeseburger and some lady starts screaming about how they have a conspiracy to purposely not give her the food she wants to make her mad, and they're doing this on purpose because they want to embarrass her, you would be like, all right, this is a little bit uncomfortable. And I guess the manager saw some people walk out of the store, like out of line and leave. Now, it might not have been because of the Karen, for all I know. They could have been like, this long line sucks. But obviously, at that point, he sees a reason to like be able to ask her to leave. So he goes, ma'am, you're literally starting to make people uncomfy to the point where they're starting to leave now. So I think it's best if you just leave. Clearly, you think that we're out to get you, and if we're out to get you, you shouldn't want food from us. So how about you just leave, ma'am, because you're starting to make other customers uncomfy. And at that point, she turns around and starts to confront people in line, like the people behind her that are also just trying to vibe and get their food just like her. She's like, do you guys think that this is uncomfortable? Am I making you guys uncomfortable by trying to get my order taken care of? My kids have soccer practice in an hour and I need to get them fed. So my apologies if I'm making you guys uncomfortable by trying to solve my problem with this stupid cashier. And you guys have no reason to feel weird. If you feel weird because of my problem, then that's on you. Like, you guys are idiots. And at that point, the manager again is like, you have to leave, dude. And listen, I understand what she's saying. People should mind their own business. Don't pay attention if it doesn't involve you. But at the same time, if you're screaming so loud that no one can ignore you, they have to pay attention. Like, listen, if you're just gonna quietly solve your issue with the cashier while I'm busting down on some nuggets and I don't even notice that you're there, that's totally okay. If I'm trying to enjoy my dinner and you're just screaming at some cashier and then saying, why is everyone mad that I'm screaming, mind your own business? I'm trying to mind my own business, but you're yelling, so it's becoming my business. If you're talking about your business so loud that I know what's going on and can have an opinion on it, that's on you. You should have kept it down. So, whatever, she's kind of just arguing with the entire store now, and up until this point, everyone in line has kind of stayed out of it. Nobody's wanted to involve themselves, obviously. I don't think many people want to get involved with a Karen unless they have to. And so the people are being quiet, and she's still yelling at the manager now, being like, see, no one's even uncomfortable. If they were uncomfortable, they would have said anything. The fact that I confronted them and they didn't say anything goes to show that you're being dumb. No one's uncomfortable but you. You just want me to get out of your store so this doesn't have to be an issue, but it's too late. I'm getting this cashier fired, and at this point, I'm trying to decide if I want to get you fired or not, too. And at that point, the people in line finally talk up. One guy behind her goes, all right, lady, you should just leave. Like, at this point, you're just staying and threatening their jobs. You're threatening to call corporate and get them in trouble. And you're holding up the line. I know you said your kids got soccer practice. I'm hungry too. I want to eat. So how about you just do us all a favor and leave? And as soon as he says that, more and more people start being like, leave, get out of here. Like, if you hate it so much, just leave, which I think is fair. I don't know why you would want food from people that you think are out to get you, dude. Like, all right, everyone can be a little paranoid, think someone's out to get them, but you don't then go to the person that you think is out to get you and go, oh, hey, will you cook me food, by the way? Anyways, the peer pressure finally works because the whole line is yelling at her now. Obviously, she doesn't want to stay there and have all these people against her telling her that she's in the wrong. So she's arguing with the line, saying that they're stupid, they should mind their own business. But she is on her way out. But I guess on the way out, she decides that she's gonna, yell out one more threat. Just one more thing to really scare them, I guess. Make them shiver their timbers. That's what I was looking for. As she's on the way out, everyone's yelling at her. Some people are clapping because she's leaving. She's like, I'm gonna call corporate and report all of this, and you guys are gonna have to answer to corporate about this. So I hope you feel good about your actions here today, because as soon as I call corporate, they're gonna come investigate this. And obviously she had threatened that before, but she wanted to make it very clear that was her next move. And the manager, in an absolute power move, was like, okay, do it. Go ahead, call them. They can come and investigate. While they're here, maybe they can help out because we're understaffed anyways. Corporate is not going to come fire somebody right now because there's no one to replace him. So by all means, call, say we were mean, we didn't know your usual. That's fine, go ahead. Corporate is not going to do anything about it. And at that point, she literally was just kind of standing there dumbfounded. She thought that was going to at least make him apologize a little bit, or she would get the last laugh. But obviously at that point, she's just looking dumb because, you can't threaten somebody to call corporate if they, tell you to do it. Fine, I'll answer to corporate. I'll explain what happened to them. Then your ultimate power move of trying to scare him doesn't really work anymore, right? So whatever. At that point, she realizes she lost. She just leaves. The line ends up moving a little bit quicker now that somebody's not there yelling, trying to, hold up the line. And so after another 30 minutes of it being insanely busy, the crowd finally lets up and they get a little bit of a breather. And so the manager comes over to the cashier that had this happen to him, and he's like, look, I'm sorry about that, people just kind of go crazy about their food sometimes. I hope you don't take it personally. And the subscriber's like, nah, bro, I don't care. Trust me. If anything, I thought it was kind of funny, right? So they're all joking about it, having themselves a good time. And they're joking about, do you think she's actually going to call corporate? So obviously she had called corporate, they had called the franchise owner, and the franchise owner had talked to the manager. But, the franchise owner said basically what he expected him to say. Obviously, I don't want you guys fighting with customers, but, if someone's going to be rude to you and treat you guys badly, then, by all means, you have the right to stand up for yourself. And they didn't even say he had to fire the cashier or fire the manager because, the entire food industry has a massive work shortage, bro. Who are they going to replace him with? There's really just not many options on table. If you have a good manager right now, you don't want to fire him over some petty Karen drama. Which is kind of a good thing. This industry that used to just kind of let people treat workers however they wanted. Let's be honest, fast food workers got treated the worst out of all the crappy jobs. At least now you can talk back to a Karen a little bit if they're just being absolutely unreasonable. You used to have to just grin and bear it. I think all the boomers with the customer is right mentality are finally getting old enough where they're starting to retire. And the customer is usually right. I'm not going to deny that. I'm not saying you should get treated like doo-doo if you're paying money to a business. That being said, you can't just go around screaming at people who don't know your usual and expect it to pop into their head magically, Anyways, guys, I think that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, I would appreciate you taking a second to press the like button. Let me know in the comments section down below what you thought, or subscribe if you're new. Really, you should comment, though. If you don't know what to comment, just go ahead and comment the word Karen down there. It helps me out. Other than that, you can check out the intro song linked down below, or my podcast, The Scuffed Cast, which is also linked down there. Or if you're going to get yourself some G Fuel, the best energy drink for gamers by gamers, use code SCRUBBY at the checkout. You get a discount. It helps me out. Literally, everyone is a winner. And last but certainly not least, I did go ahead and put some of my story times up on Spotify. A lot of you guys had been asking for me to do that, so I'll put that link at the top of the description. If you want to go check those out, you can, listen without gameplay or whatever. But yeah, on that note, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and hopefully I will see each and every single one of you guys next time with another video. I'm out. Peace.